Slave DiBiase.
Ladies and gentlemen, good folks, good blurs, good hip hop, black culture of all ages. This your boy, Slave DiBiase, aka Slave Daniel Richards, aka Tony Spark, aka Victor Von Slay. And this is another live episode of the Offenders Initiative podcast. All my stoneheads, all my true offenders, all my true supporters who pull up and have this session with me every time I pull up. Thank you for what you do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because without you, I wouldn't know that what I'm doing, you like seeing me do. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all, man. All right. We're gonna give a little time for everybody to pull up in here. How y'all doing today, man? For today's session, I got some caramel apples once again, but I think I'm about to open up this peach parfait. I'm right at the last little bit of it. Y'all see this? Peach parfait, total cannabinoids, 91.63%, total THC, 88.82%. This is that pure oil, y'all. That's that pure oil right here. You know what I'm saying? Peach parfait comes in the minis. Where I got it from that man up the street. Anyways, all right. So we're gonna break into a little bit of that. And I still got some of the caramel apples. You know what I'm saying? Caramel apples, y'all. Bam. Y'all see what that is? This is for relaxation and focus. 2 G's, 89%.42. You know what I mean? Y'all see what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Get your bong, get your joint, get your blunt, whatever you're going to do, roll up, light up, and let's get into it. And I waited to smoke with y'all today. I ain't even smoked today. So, you know, salute. All right, my good folks, who's been keeping up with the new season of Cross? I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Cross season 2 might be a step back from the greatness of Cross season 1. It's a little slow, and y'all know how I am, man. Like, if I'm having trouble with catching on to something and they keeping my fucking interest, I'll leave it after watching 2 or 3 episodes if don't shit change. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna give Cross season 2 about 1 more episode to get somewhat hot, and if it doesn't, and it ends up being weird like how it's been, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to another show. We will move on to another show. But episode 4 did premiere today. I watched it. We're gonna have a little reaction to it, y'all. This is by way of Digital Mafia. Give them a subscribe and a like, and let's get into it, y'all.
The first 3 episodes of Cross Season 2, the board was set with overlapping high-stakes conflicts. We had Rebecca and Donnie playing Robin Hood by murdering Crestbrook Industries' corrupt billionaires.
Okay, Rebecca and Donnie, which is the little Hispanic-looking woman right here. They call her the Light. She is an Avenger, actually a vigilante that has been going around killing a list of corrupt billionaires that are involved in human, specifically child labor trafficking, amongst whatever else they might be doing to them. Her mother got killed in the midst. She's clipping everybody on this list. She got a list of like either 7 to 10 people that she's like, no matter what, they got to be up out of here. And her signature is she cuts off these 3 fingers. So far, like last season, I wasn't with the killer. The killer was a complete sicko. This season, I'm with Rebecca. I'm with her. She killing these nasty sex trafficking people. And with the Epstein files coming out, this is starting to ring a bell, is it not?
Murdering Crestbrook Industries' corrupt billionaires, while Alex and his team chased down Lincoln for terrorizing Lance. In the process, Alex accidentally stumbled onto Lance's potential ties to a massive child trafficking ring. Add in Lincoln killing a dirty DHS officer to go find his idol Rebecca, and Kayla being hunted by the mastermind over her ties to the shady Project Bad Religion, and you have a recipe for chaos.
Hold on, what now?
By the mastermind over her ties to the shady Project Bad Religion.
That was her. I know for a fact Jamie Lanier watches this show. So that was Cross's partner, his FBI partner. She's dirty, bruh. She's dirty. Look at the soldier with the block in his eye. They drugged him. They did some stuff. Impaled in the eye. Yo, she's dirty, bro. She's dirty. And I knew it was something with it because he got too close to her. You remember last episode, they dropped the first 3 episodes last week. Last episode, he cracked buns. They were drunk. She took him out for a rodeo, and things got a little weird after that. We can get into it.
And you have a recipe for chaos. So, what happens when all these volatile pieces finally crash into each other in episode 4? Well, with a spoiler warning, let's break it down. Kayla's skeleton closet and the DHS dirty laundry. Episode 4 kicks off in Washington, D.C., dropping a massive bombshell. Larson, the DHS officer Lincoln killed, wasn't just doing his job. A DHS prosecutor reveals.
By the way, Lincoln, the character that they're talking about, he killed this agent who was a dirty agent. He killed him in self-defense. So don't be thinking that the boy Lincoln is on some bullshit. I mean, he got his shit with him, but he's really a good guy.
Off the record that Larson was a corrupt cop in bed with the child traffickers, and he was illegally transporting Lincoln to execute him and stage an escape. With that loose end tied up, Alex and Kayla follow a trail of missing finger cold cases straight.
Yeah, so if you was taking me somewhere in the cut to murder me because I knew exactly what you was doing, your child trafficker, you, if you was doing the same thing to me, hell yeah, one of us is walking away and it ain't finna be you. What are you talking about?
Straight to Florida. Before hitting the road, Alex officially welcomes Berto into his home. While Damon plays it cool, Janny is all in.
That is 1,050% cap. Neither one of these kids liked when the little Hispanic boy rolled up there and the child services lady come up to the house and gonna tell Cross, well, you have now been adopted. You now have taken this child into your own. I'm not exaggerating. That's exactly how that lady sound. You have now taken this child into the way of your own. Nobody is ever just taken in an undocumented. This child is undocumented. He's a Mexican. He crossed over the border. And he's undocumented. He's an illegal alien, as they call him, right? Now, every child deserves to live the kind of life that they want to live. And this boy is in this country. Cross has done a noble thing by taking this boy into his home until they find another spot for him. But who knows? He might end up staying there. But let's not fake. These 2 kids, they did not like it. Their face was toe up and all. Hey, man, who is this? Bringing somebody all into our home. So then, my man right here, young boy, he had to look like, yo, bro, he don't even speak English. What we supposed to do here? She know how to speak a little Spanish. She looked at them like, yo, y'all don't know how to study? Like, you know what I'm saying? I got you. But she did make them feel welcome. But initially, their faces was tore up. I don't care what nobody say.
Brushing up on her Spanish to welcome her new foster brother. Meanwhile, in Florida, Kayla's shady past is catching up to her fast. She meets up with Trey, who introduces her to a slick crew of restaurant-based.
Trey should be in jail some damn where for everything that he did in season 1 and now in season 2. And this crooked ass, now we know she's a crooked ass FBI agent, white girl here. She needs to be put behind bars along with him, Silent Bob here in the middle, because they say, what's his name? Susan, that's his name. He said he doesn't use his words, but that don't mean he understands. He said, just because somebody doesn't talk, this is what Trey's telling the old girl right here. Just because somebody doesn't talk doesn't mean they don't understand. That's a dangerous miscalculation that you can make about a person. Just because they don't talk, just because they don't say much, don't mean that they don't see everything, and it don't mean that they don't understand.
Hackers, and tasks him with finding the Project Bad Religion files. But Trey, being the unpredictable wildcard he is, opens the files himself. He watches a horrifying video of a PTSD-stricken soldier committing suicide, while a young Kayla seemingly...
Look at her. Evil. That dude literally tweaked and impaled himself in the eye, and she just stood there and watched it. Now, they did the little CGI to kind of de-age her. Does she look the same? Y'all tell me. But yeah, this was crazy. I think they injected my man with something because they had him doing a test where they were taking these shapes right here and putting them into the corresponding blocks. He got into this last block and it wouldn't go, and he started tripping, tweaking. Next thing you know, my man took the little thing. He bounced his head up off the up off the table there. He bounced his head up off the table again. And then he stuck himself in the eye. And she just watched. She didn't even flinch. She started writing on her little notepad like them fucking weird ass psychologists that people be trying to make folks go see. No, they over there just judgmental on that little notepad they got.
Observes. Let's be real. Trey dances in his underwear, takes drugs, and kills without remorse. If he is horrified by Kayla, she must be hiding some serious darkness. Will Trey blackmail her with this? Turn her over?
Of course he will. Trey is the grimy motherfucker. He is the Dre from Power of this show. So grimy to where he should be in jail, should be dead, but he just keeps slipping through the cracks and not getting caught. And he making boss moves at the same time.
Over to the authorities? Or will he just step aside and
Cuz
let the mastermind serve her
killer.
the karma she deserves?
Yeah, son smacked his head twice off the jump, man, and then impaled himself in the eye with the little square. Now think about it. We've been the goddamn we from Louisiana. We was in Head Start, first grade, second grade. We was playing with shapes and all that. We did not once think to poke ourselves in the eye with the little square triangle shape. We didn't do that, but he did. I know a lot of motherfuckers with PTSD, and ain't nobody ever thought about punching himself in the eye, let alone in front of somebody.
My bet is on blackmail. Trey loves having leverage. Lance's crumbling empire and Berto's heartbreaking secret. Back in Toledo, Ohio, Crestbrook Industries takes a massive hit when the Department of Labor and local police...
Look at this stupid motherfucker right here. Y'all seen dude right here, right? Hold on. Buddy right here was telling everybody, you know what I'm saying? He spoke in Spanish. He ran in there because they're all in there working illegally. All of those people in there are illegal. He hit the vámonos, arriba, everybody move. The people are coming, policía. He was letting them know what was going on, right? He said, hi, get the fuck on.
A massive hit when the Department of Labor and...
This motherfucker comes out the cut and hands a black girl here who speaks Spanish his ID. His ID set gave him some fake name, some old ass Hispanic man name, and then he was like, "Yeah, that's your name." He was like, "Yeah, that's my name." It was like Eduardo or something like that. She said, "Here it says you're 42." This the face he gave her right here. I wish I could fucking zoom in, but this the face he gave her when she said, "Your ID says you're 42." He just sitting there, dumbass. She said, "Does he look 42 to y'all?" She turned around and said it to the other folks in English. She said, "No, shut everything down." Now that's how them folks get their money. They done crossed over here trying to make a buck for their family. That's how they get their money, and now the operation is shut down.
Local police raid their outlet for employing undocumented immigrant children. Lance, who prefers to keep his hands clean while soaking up the dirty money, is furious. When Nat bluntly informs him that his fixer Paul is dead, Lance realizes he needs an action plan before the FBI connects the raid, the trafficking, and the murder directly to him.
See, this is what I'm saying. When you're doing illegal stuff, you know you got illegal workers working for you, my brother. You should have had an exit plan day one, not thinking about it when we in the sugar of the shit. It's not time to think about how to get out now that we in it. We in it now.
Simultaneously, Samson and Vega are trying to exonerate Samson's mother, LaDonna, armed with nothing but the initials TK. Samson takes a break to bond with Berto, and we get a gut-wrenching reveal. Blanca, one of the kids arrested in the Toledo raid, is Berto's sister.
And Blanca is waiting for him to come home. She said she was texting him. She lost contact with her brother. She's still hoping that he's supposed to arrive today. Otherwise, he would have been one of those undocumented child workers in there as well in that sweatshop. But Cross got a hold to him, so now he's in good hands.
Instead of pressing the kid for info, Samson comforts him with his own story of being taken in by Alex's family. So, who is TK? It has to be someone deep within Lance's inner circle, or perhaps a rival looking to take Crestbrook down from the inside. As for...
By the way, Cross's partner, buddy right here, Cross's partner, if his mom is involved with any of those, like if she's truly involved with any of these child laboring, child trafficking shit, I hope she stay her motherfucking ass right where she at, locked up in jail. Just you're a horrible person. All of y'all horrible people. And my man, he gonna mess around and he gonna get his comeuppance in a minute too. But as we're listening to everything, shit still isn't heating up for me. It's not enough action. Ain't nobody died enough yet.
story of being taken in by Alex's family. So, who is TK? It has to be someone deep within Lance's inner circle, or perhaps a rival looking to take Crestbrook down from the inside. As for Berto and Blanca, I see a reunion on the horizon, and hopefully, they get a front row seat to Lance's empire burning to the ground. Casino.
I just want the sister and the brother to get adopted and go move and have a good life or whatever, instead of being in somebody's warehouse making Adidas for like 10 cents. That's not cool.
Hookups and dangerous obsessions. Lincoln survives the grueling trek from Texas to Sunrise, Florida, and arrives bearing gifts. Proof that Crestbrook was illegal.
Now, mind you, Lincoln, this is why I said this season might be a little bleh, because Lincoln was able to find this potential serial killer that Alex Cross is after, being the girl right there, Rebecca. Lincoln was able to find her. How Cross can't find her? And he an old cop. You get paid to think like that. So Lincoln finds her. She's like, the girl of the light is like Mystique to the aliens in the X-Men universe. She's known as a hero, even though she knocking motherfuckers off for the greater good, but she's known as a hero, but she's still a killer.
Legally paying off the DHS. While Claire views Lincoln as a massive, untrustworthy liability, Rebecca is completely charmed by his obsessive dedication. She sets him up with a fake ID, housing, and a hideout in the casino where she works. But things get complicated when Alex and Kayla arrive at the same casino. Rebecca tries to read Alex on the floor, but
right here, she pulled up on him at the blackjack table. My girl threw on a wig. She had a whole Southern accent and all that. You couldn't tell where she was from, trying to fish for news from Cross. And Cross told her, hey, I'm here for a bachelor party, nothing more, nothing less. But he remembered her face. You never want somebody to remember your face.
Gets the cold shoulder. What does she do next? She heads straight to Lincoln's room to get physical. It seems Rebecca has a pattern of sleeping with the nerds who worship her. Perhaps it's narcissism, or maybe she just finds their shared misery comforting. Meanwhile, Alex and
I ain't gonna lie. Lincoln cracked her buns pretty quick, bro. Like, he literally only knew her for like 72 hours, and she got that man a room, a new name, a passport, cracked buns in the presidential suite at the casino hotel where she worked at. He cracked buns. She knew him for 72 hours.
Comforting. Meanwhile, Alex and Kayla finally deduce that Lincoln has an accomplice, and then they decide to hook up too. Timing is everything, and these detectives have terrible timing. Are Alex and Kayla going to let their newfound romance cloud their professional judgment?
Well, my thing is that's not all we got to worry about. Kayla is a part of a whole dark operation that's, I'm pretty sure, is illegal and all of that. What is Cross going to do when it comes time to arrest her? There's no way she's walking out of season 2 unarrested. I might have just made a word up there. Unarrested.
And Rebecca's attraction to Lincoln feels like a classic manipulation tactic. Keep your most loyal pawns as close as possible. A fatal case of never meet your heroes. The climax of the episode hits a tragic note. Claire and Donnie give Rebecca an ultimatum. Stay away from Lincoln. If the feds catch him, he'll talk and
stay away from Lincoln. They had to remind her, yo, he went over there and got your little kunata wet. He left you with a wet ass and it got you forgetting the motherfucking mission. Nothing's bigger than the mission. These are your rules. So her team had to tell her, you let dude get too close within this small window of a matter of hours. You know what I'm saying? He knows too much. He's got to go. Because if he get caught, the feds done caught up to Lincoln 3 different times already within like 1 or 2 episodes. Caught up to him in 3 different cities. They said if he gets caught, he might talk. You got to take him out. Now, she done promised this man a brand new life. Now she got to take him out because she realized nothing's bigger than the mission. That's sad.
Ruin the anti-Crestbrook crusade. But if he dies, the feds will consider the case closed. Rebecca, catching genuine feelings, or at least treating him like a favorite pet, hesitates. But when Alex's eagle eyes spot her on the CCTV footage, the hunt is on. Rebecca manages to slip away to Lincoln's room. Realizing the noose is tightening, she decides she can't let her emotions ruin the mission. She goes to kill him, and in a deeply twisted moment, Lincoln understands and willingly lets his God
I hated this was the most terrible writing ever. My man hit the mi amor. I understand the mission. I understand. But it cannot be you. It cannot be you. I have to commit unaliving myself. I hate that I even had to say that word. My man said, let me get the gun. I'll shoot myself because if I die, they'll think the case is closed. And I need for them to know, or they want her to know, or she wants the cops to know that she's still out there. You can't catch me, but I'm still out there. And the mission's not done.
This and his life. Alex and Kayla find the body, but Rebecca and Donnie are already in the wind. Was Lincoln's death actually necessary? Alex and Kayla already know what Rebecca looks like, and the feds do too. Killing Lincoln feels like a dramatic, futile gesture that won't stop the investigation at all. In fact, I theorize Lincoln might have left a dead man's switch, a final cache of evidence that will blow Rebecca's operation wide open now that he's dead.
Nah, I don't know about that, bro. That's a good thing. I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Hold on, Jamie. You watch this show. Do you feel like he has some other information in the cut? He was on her too hard for him to go out like that, to have some information to ruin her just in case something happens to him. He was trying to run away with her. So I don't know if that's even like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This episode was a little emo for me, man. Not enough people died, not the way that I wanted them to. But everybody was getting their buns cracked, though.
Thank you for watching this video.
And again, salute to Digital Mafia. We appreciate that. Y'all tell me in the comments, man, how y'all feeling about that episode, man. If you've been watching the new season of Alice Cross with Aldous Hodge, you know what I'm saying? How y'all feeling about it? Is it heating up? Is it a little too slow? Is it pulling a Night of the Seven Kingdoms where we gonna look up and maybe the next episode is gonna be that? I don't know, man. Y'all let me know. But moving right along. Oh, I got a question for y'all, man. I might be a day late and a dollar short even talking about this, but all my hip hop heads, man, there has been an ongoing discussion out here on, I've been seeing on Twitter and Threads and various little hip hop blogs and all that. But the conversation really started with legendary battle rappers Murder Mook and Loaded Lux. There's been an ongoing conversation of what it would look like if Lloyd Banks and Fabolous jumped in the ring and battled. How many of y'all watch battle rap? I know it's a weird thing, right? It's a weird thing. I used to be really, really big into it. I know the style of battle rap that they're speaking of, how they do it nowadays. Yeah. This has been an ongoing little situation, man. Who y'all got? All my folks that grew up on that old G Unit and that old Desert Storm, that old Fabolous, you know what I'm saying? Back when he used to spell his name every time he rapped, Fabolous, Desert Storm, my chip too fixed, all that. So I'm gonna let y'all see something. Let y'all see something right quick. And we're gonna break down. It's a little freestyle that Loaded Lux and Murder Mook did as to their reasonings as to who they would have, and then I'll tell you who I have. By the way, if you're still smoking, man, tell me what you're smoking in the comments. All right. Obviously, this conversation has been going on since 2022 over here. These guys have been talking about this situation. Salute to the Ultimate Rap League, man. I like the URL is the standard for battle rap, but let's get to this conversation these young men are having. Matter of fact, we can watch the whole thing from right here.
Fab versus Banks. I got Banks. I sit in that thing. I walk that thing with Banks, and Fab get busy. But in that face to face, Fab is too. I'm telling you.
So they've been having this conversation since 2022. Lux feels like G Unit Lloyd Banks will get Fabolous out of here. How y'all feeling about that? If they battled, not who makes better songs, not who raps better. If they battled, who do y'all think will win? If they battled something like this.
Word up. What fifth? It's the sixth. No, it's the seventh.
Nigga, you ain't with that.
We waiting, Jack.
Look, man, I put all my faith in that. I know 50, he probably somewhere cooking up a crazy track.
Oh, what? came out on crazy track. They trying to make this match.
Now he talking about 50 cooking up a crazy track. This is coming on the heels of Fabolous just got in the booth and actually dissed 50 Cent. Him and the rest of his podcast mates, Jim Jones, Mano, and Dave East. They had a thing called a squatters freestyle because 50 called them squatters and they didn't pay their bills at the place they shoot their podcasts and all of that. It's a whole thing. We talked about it before, but yeah, they talking about setting this match. Let me see.
Fab rapping for 50 Cent. I can't bang on that.
I think a Fab probably just want to know where the money at.
Bro, we got Banks for that.
So on stage, face to face versus Banks, you know that man ain't gonna be up there rapping for shorts.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine him rapping at all.
Nigga, you capping.
Oh, it's a different type of action involved. His style is addressing niggas, but that's on wax. Might not want that scratch on his jacket. This ain't that kind of war.
Wait, so let me ask. You saying he don't think what we do is fashionable?
Nah, let's go back to what Lux just said. Your man Fabolous might not want to step in the ring because he doesn't want that kind of scratch on his jacket, meaning if Banks beat him, he'll no longer be known as one of the nicest in New York. Or it could be because for the longest, and it might still be that way, the guys from the industry feel like the battle rap thing is kind of nasty work. Like it's not fashionable. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all do that, but I make records and make money. Y'all just battle.
That's what you thought?
Yeah.
Nigga, why wouldn't he want to battle? It's a fabulous sport.
Because he ain't got a track to support. He ain't got the engineer at the mixing and mastering board, tap and record. He can't bring it back after a full. He gonna have to perform. Ain't no punching in, bring them punches out.
Nigga, you're bugging out. Fab got punches with substance. Matter of fact, when Banks first came out, the world felt like Banks took Fab shit from him.
You don't believe that truthfully.
Look, between you and me, I thought to myself, when Banks heard Fab spell his name, I'm like, oh, you think that's where you should be.
That was fire. That was fire. For Lux to tell him, your man Fab, this ain't like being in the booth. You can't just punch out and punch in. I messed up that part. Let's take it from the top. You're going to actually have to get in there and perform. Now, if anybody knows, Lloyd Banks is the lazy rapper out of the two of them. I'm just saying that's just something I noticed.
Bottom line, nigga, I think Fab would kill Banks.
Word, I'm starting to think you still dream. That right there?
Nigga, you taking shots.
You are, but this is where I go to. Fab can't hold him, nigga. You heard Banks up and Flex.
What?
Stepping over old frames and 40 below Tims. 50-man entourages with no grins. Everything but a rocket launcher, the Rogue's Grim.
Yeah, I remember.
Tell home spin. How you gonna win?
Come on, man.
He gonna have to bring them punches out.
Once again, you bugging out. I know you remember when Fab said they couldn't knock me, so they had to go another round. White sheets over you for helping undercovers out. Like Thanksgiving Day, slide past your mother house. We gonna pull them others out.
All the niggas stuffing out.
Just from that alone, they can get in the ring if they wanted to. We'll never see this, I'm sure. We'll never see this, but they could get in the ring if they definitely wanted to. It would be fire.
Watch your fucking mouth.
I'm just saying.
Listen, we respect all their hard work and dedication.
It's appreciation. We fans. We just debating.
The whole world want to see them in the ring, man. Why they got us doing this heavy waiting? And until that day happened, all this back and forth, this shit speculation.
Yeah. But I know they competitive nature.
They want to show the world who better rap figures.
Yeah.
So Banks, where you at, nigga?
Fab, where you at, nigga?
I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments who y'all have. I think if they battle in the traditional manner, similar to what those gentlemen just did, I got Fab getting Lloyd Banks all the way out of there. I'm not gonna say Lloyd don't win a round. I'm not gonna say Banks don't win a round, but I just feel like it's gonna be very, very different. It's gonna be very, very different. And you got to remember, Jadakiss beat Fabolous in the verses because simply Jadakiss performed. We had performance with Fab. It's over. I know, man. Y'all tell me in the comments, who do y'all have Banks versus Fab, man, if they did a traditional battle? But now they're turning into all these different discussions like who makes better songs, who's the better writer, who's had more hits. If they did a versus, who would win? Y'all tell me who y'all think would win, man. You know what I'm saying? In a regular battle, Lloyd Banks versus Fabolous, man. I got Fab getting Banks all the way out of there for real, man. Seriously, that's not even gonna be fair. But yeah, all my Marvel folks, man, pull up. We got to talk right quick. How are we feeling about certain characters in the MCU being recast after Secret Wars? Are there any characters that you might want to stay who you might want them to stay who they already are? Or is there a dire need for recast for certain roles? And the reason why I'm asking that question is because we have reports, or I've seen some reports, you know what I'm saying, while I've been scrolling through the day about the future of the character of Thor and Chris Hemsworth in the MCU. So they have plans for him after Secret Wars. Hold on, let's check this thing out right quick. Hold up, y'all. This is by Everything Always. Of course, we love everything that they do. Give them a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Started shooting on Avengers Doomsday, Chris Hemsworth came out on social media at the beginning of his shooting and penned what a lot of fans thought was a goodbye to both the fandom and the character. Now, as it turns out, and in the wake of rumors that Thor may die in Avengers Doomsday, there's been many confirmations that his character is sticking around. And Kevin,
whoa, we're killing Thor? What in the whole hell is going on, man? We're killing Thor? If they don't write that the right way, that is going to be super duper stupid.
Feige even recently said that Chris Hemsworth is in his prime and he could see him playing Thor in the MCU for many years to come. Well, according to Chris Hemsworth today, that's exactly what's happening, and he's now confirmed that they have plans at Marvel beyond Avengers Secret Wars. We're going to break down exactly what he said, what Kevin Feige even added in, and what we already know about Thor 5 because of 2 years of reports about it being in pre-development at Marvel Studios. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. If you're into that kind of thing, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. It's the best way to support us. Plus, it enters you for the giveaways if you want.
How many of y'all people actually like that movie, Thor: Love and Thunder? I won't judge you. You can tell me the truth.
Stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so Chris Hemsworth was on the Smartlist podcast, and as I've said real recently, it's fun when anybody in the MCU does a press junket for any other film. Eventually, they're going to get asked about Marvel movies. In this case, it was no different. And he revealed that there are plans at Marvel confirmed for Thor going past Avengers Secret Wars, and that they've got a couple of movies left. He said, quote, "We've got some ideas to do something pretty unique again and hopefully be different." And when he says be different, let's face it, guys, we know exactly what he's talking about. Now, Kevin Feige, as I mentioned during the prologue, has said a lot about Chris Hemsworth in the role of Thor, and said that because audiences expect such a dramatic turn with his character now going forward, it opens up the doors to the possibilities for what they can do with Thor 5. I personally think,
could we see Rune King Thor? Oh, yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Could we end up seeing Rune King Thor in the MCU? Are we even ready for that? Rune King Thor in the MCU. I'd say, again, this is another situation where Marvel should just go ahead and go all out.
there is no reason to usher in an early ending for any characters or actors that A, we need in the MCU for the future to come, but B, again, with the actors that are relatively young. And in Chris Hemsworth's case, he is, compared to some of the other Marvel leads he finds himself surrounded by. Now, a fifth movie in the Thor franchise, when Doctor Strange is still waiting on his third film, Black Panther's just
Thor 5. I didn't say give him another movie, but like, I didn't say kill him off, but I didn't say give him another movie either. Like, he just can't like make appearances in other people's shit. The man that had 4 movies, and the last one was trash. He's starting to his Thor's like track record with his movies. This shit is starting to sound like what Jay-Z said about Nas albums. Let's start with 2. 2 of them shits was due. One was the other was ill. Yeah, it's starting to sound like that. Because Thor 1 was fire. Thor 2 was Thor Ragnarok was crazy. That was fire. And Love and Thunder was trash. Nah, he might need a 5th movie because, yeah, just to bring that back, he might need a 5th movie because, yeah, he ain't had a good. a good track record. We might just need a Thor 5 to redeem him from the slop that we got before.
It's about to get his third film, and Shang-Chi hasn't even had a second movie yet, is unprecedented, but it speaks to the popularity of the Thor character from the Marvel movies and Chris Hemsworth in that role, and a want for Marvel fans to go ahead and redeem him coming off of the last film, Thor Love and Thunder. And when he says be different, that's exactly what he's talking about. He's been on record over the last 2 years, extremely vocal about the fact that they went way too far with Thor Love and Thunder, that the tone wasn't right. They basically made a mockery of the character, and that if they were
it's trash. It's okay to say that. Y'all got money, y'all can make another movie. It was trash. Thor Love and Thunder, the storyline, the villain, everything. That movie was trash. The armor he had on, trash.
Going to come back, they would have to do something different, much more serious tone, not maybe all the way back to Dark World Thor, but something a lot more along the lines of old school Thor or from Thor Ragnarok, where he was sure-footed in making jokes, but not at the expense of himself and not playing himself like an absolute fool like he did in Thor Love and Thunder. Speaking of which, one of the things that we know absolutely confirmed is that Taika Waititi will not be back to direct Thor 5. So if there were any...
Thank you. Because Taika Waititi should be taken out back and executed for what he did with that last movie. Yeah, I said it.
Of you who were fearing the fact that he'd be back for another Thor movie and it'd be Thor Love and Thunder all over again. No, that's already confirmed. Taika Waititi's moved on to other things. He's actually writing a Star Wars movie. A couple of names have been floated out there, including Mad Max Furiosa director George Miller, who said he'd work with Chris again on anything, and another familiar actor for Chris Hemsworth and Extraction director Sam Hargrave. Now, it's almost certain,
now the dude that shoots the Extraction movies, that's fire. We could end up seeing a good movie if we get him shooting the next Thor movie.
Given what Marvel Studios has laid down as their directive for the next 2 years, that they're not focusing on anything else but finishing the multiverse saga and doing Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. At the crux of a lot of the problems for Marvel Studios over the last half decade in the multiverse saga was said to be Kevin Feige's bandwidth and just being spread way too thin. So for anything that's in development right now at Marvel Studios, there's a real likely chance that it's either on temporary hold or just not being given as much attention.
You know, I just thought about something. We could end up seeing the Thor core in Doomsday or Secret Wars, and I hope they don't get a bunch of like weird people to play different versions of Thor, like kind of like making a joke of him. If they're gonna, I think the tone of these next 2 or 3 Marvel movies, it needs to be fun but seriously on the serious side and have big, you know what I'm saying, ramifications and implications, you know what I'm saying, to everything. So they can't afford to joke.
As it will be going forward. Now, that doesn't mean that they haven't started trying to find people to write some sort of script or taking pitches for that. But what I will say is that will be step one before they go locking down a director, before we know really what's going on with this movie. And I assume that is something for the distant future. Right out of the gate, we already know that they're prioritizing films like Black Panther 3 and the X-Men reboot, as well as some other rumored films like Midnight Suns, Deadpool 4, and Fantastic Four 2. They're also rolling back the number.
Midnight Suns. Very underrated video game. Very underrated comic. We might need Jordan Peele for a Midnight Suns movie though.
Movies they do a year, keep that in mind. So it could be a good chance that we don't get, say, a Thor 5 until 2030 or 2031. Now, that will take place during the multiverse saga, where Kevin Feige's already said that the next saga has a plan between 2028 and 2032, and we've basically been calling it the Mutant Saga since we knew there would be a third one and since Disney and Marvel bought the rights back from Fox. Still, there have been rumblings from industry insiders that the next saga might also focus on the cosmic side in space, which Thor fits very nicely into, and as we've said so many times,
then if it's going to focus on the cosmic side, we possibly could see the return, and they should do it. I don't give a shit what anybody says. They need to do it. The return of the Eternals. It's time to bring them back. It's also time to bring the Inhumans back too. If y'all wasn't going to bring the Inhumans back, you wouldn't have put dude that played as Black Bolt on the TV show. You wouldn't have, I think his name is Roger Mount. You would not have put him in Multiverse of Madness as a comic book accurate Black Bolt. You wouldn't have done that. if you have no intentions on the Inhumans returning. So yeah, let's since we got the rights to everything, let's just go ahead and do it the right way. Take some time, put out some quality shit. Think like how y'all did with the Infinity Stones. Have a MacGuffin out there that everybody's chasing after. Just keep doing that. That type of shit works. And then you can keep doing all these different teams that lead to certain things. It's really easy to do the Marvel Universe again. Like, and not to mention, like, y'all have comic books out there that y'all can get stories from. It's just the fact that the shit has been bullshit and they've had guides out there to give them what they need to do in the movie is just ridiculous to me.
At the channel, you do not want the X-Men rebooted in the MCU, finally able to cross over with all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe IP, and then have systematically weeded out some of the more popular Avengers characters, like the noticeably absent Tony Stark Iron Man, and then get rid of Chris Hemsworth Thor, say, get rid of another OG Avenger. That just doesn't make any sense. In fact, I would argue if Marvel learned any lessons at all for how the transition went from the Infinity Saga to the Multiverse Saga, they do the exact opposite. Some of you may have seen the headline making its rounds again. I feel like this gets resurrected once a year, where it's reported that Kevin Feige originally wanted for Avengers Endgame all 6 of the OG Avengers to die. Geez, I can sort of see in the moment how he may have thought that that was a good idea.
No. Why did you want everybody to die? Kevin Feige, you are now fucking up, sir. What's up with you? You have to have fantastic writing in order for us to figure out why Victor Von Doom looks like Tony Stark, let alone to have the proper writing to explain why you killed all of the OG Avengers. Come on, man.
Idea or narratively trying to put a bow on the Infinity Saga and the MCU as a whole, but in the rearview mirror, what a terrible idea that would have been to get rid of all the OG Avengers. Chris Hemsworth, gone. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, out. We already lost Black Widow, and Tony Stark. Steve Rogers has been noticeably absent. We're picking up with his variant that returned the Infinity Stones in Mjolnir, and of course, Hawkeye, at least for the time being, isn't doing a season 2 because Jeremy Renner said that they undercut the offering, and even since then, he said that he'll probably work with Marvel again and they'll find a way forward. There would be no reason to recast a Hawkeye and do a new Hawkeye in the MCU if you ended up removing Jeremy Renner, which means they should just keep the OG Avengers that they've got and then recast the ones they need in this soft reboot so that we can have all of the characters ready to cross over at a moment's notice. And it does.
That makes sense. Since we're probably not going to have a Steve Rogers after this, we'll need a new Captain America. We're going to need a new Tony Stark. We're going to need a new Black Widow. Yeah, they got some people that they can bring back. A new Heimdall.
Doesn't mean you need to do a Thor 6 and a Thor 7. Maybe he just gets 5 solo films, and for now, but no need to kill him off at the end. Just have him ever present like the other characters in the MCU so that they might pop up at any moment. Now, this said, the most important part of doing a Thor 5 is making sure they nail the tone. Thor has been all over the map, so to speak, if you look at the beginning of his character. And of course, he was young. Thor was young, the character in the MCU, but I would say he's been written distinctly about 4 different ways in the MCU. There's pre-Ragnarok Thor, Ragnarok Thor, which is a part of Infinity War, Endgame Thor, and then post-Endgame Thor, which is Thor Love and Thunder, and it's progressively gotten a little bit worse. Ragnarok Thor, which the Russos used as an on-ramp for Infinity War Thor, in my opinion, is the best Thor. Where there,
that's why I like this brother's content. He be telling the truth. The Thor character has been written down. His character was not written up. It has been written down. Just terrible. Trash. Yo, Marvel, Disney, wake up. Give the fans what they want. Don't do the opposite of that. Do that. That's all you got to do.
Are elements of comedy from him that are smart, that are intelligent comedy, punctuated by how serious a character he is. I think that's the perfect mix of tone for him. That's what I hope they revert to. But they cannot do what they did in Thor Love and Thunder again. Making Thor a joke at the expense of himself is not the right way to place the character, especially not now, and especially won't be after Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Look, if that movie's even half as emotional, has half the stakes that we expect, no one is coming out of that one completely unscathed. And Thor, in the wake of that, will probably be even more serious and gristled than he already is. And let's face it, in that last preview trailer, that's presumably before the final battle on Doomsday, he was looking pretty tough. You guys let me know all your thoughts.
That's a 100% fact. Thor was looking a little grizzled. in that last trailer, man. But y'all tell me, are we ready to see another Thor, or do we just want to keep the Thor that we already have? Are we gonna see Rune King Thor? Matter of fact, y'all don't know who Rune King Thor is. Let me show y'all a little something.
So how Rune King Thor appear in Avengers Doomsday? According to leaks, it all happens in the final act. Doom will take down several superheroes and eventually face Thor, but Thor loses badly, completely crushed. Doom is even about to finish him off. That's when Loki jumps in to save his brother. But tragically, Doom kills Loki right in front of Thor. Watching his brother die, Thor feels powerless, broken, and filled with rage. And in that moment, Thor realizes the only way to avenge Loki is to unlock a greater power. This is where he transforms into his ultimate form, Rune King Thor. By the time we reach Secret Wars, Rune King Thor will stand as one of the only heroes powerful enough to face Doom and take revenge. So how Rune King Thor appear in Avengers Doomsday?
Do y'all see that white this is how he looks in the comic book. He's like all white and silver, platinum and all of that, super powered up. Now, what I think we could end up seeing is it might be a reverse, how we saw Loki die in front of Thor. Doom might actually kill Thor and send him to Valhalla, and then he comes back from Valhalla to real life. Oh man, it's so many crazy ways that they could do this, man. But yeah. Thank y'all for pulling up to the sesh, man. I'm definitely fried, died, and laid to the side. This has been another good one. Y'all tell me in the comments again what you're smoking on today. What was the strain of the day? We have Fab versus Banks. Who y'all think will win in the battle? We saw about the plans that they have for Thor's character after Secret Wars, and was or is Cross season 2 a little bland. They might need some sazon to bring it up, because this storyline with him and old girl, it ain't hitting. Y'all tell me in the comments, man. It's your boy Slave DiBiase. Thank y'all for pulling up. It's the Offenders Initiative podcast, and we out.